started. Get your coffees while they last. Stop the presses.
And now for something completely different.
Are you ready for a little truth? Are we not entertained? Wisdom is the proper use of knowledge and experience. There are no safe spaces here. The truth shall make you free. It's showtime! So you want the truth, but can you handle the truth? Well, here's another fine mess you've gotten us into. Now that's entertainment. Enlighten me a little. What you say is quite logical. And what did we learn? Prepare yourself for a little sensory overload. I came here for the truth. 7 years ago. Stand by the roll show intro. Roll show intro in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is the Craig L. Hayes Show.
Hello, America, family, friends, and listeners all around this planet we call home. This is the Craig L. Hayes Show, and I am Craig L. Hayes. And today is the 16th of July, 2024. It's been 3 days since the attempted assassination of former President Trump. And I've been thinking about some stuff, listening to all the pundits. You know, there's a lot of armchair quarterbacking going on. There's a lot of stuff going on, but we're not going to find out the truth for a long time, no matter how we go about this, because the truth wants to be hidden. They want the truth to be hidden. They don't want to be known that they've done what's going on. It was an attempted assassination, and everyone has to understand that they've been trying to assassinate this man for the last 5 years, politically, business-wise, everything he's done. They've tried to assassinate any aspect and every aspect of his life. Joe Biden has been the absolute worst about trying to do this, calling anybody who likes him MAGA, weirdos, wackos that don't believe in the Constitution, which is such a joke. That guy is such a pathetic POS. I'm sorry, Joe, it's you and your party that do not and never have believed in the Constitution of the United States, because it interferes with your ability to grow government uncontrolled. So quit calling us the names that you guys actually are. You're pathetic, you're senile, you're demented, and you need to just go away. Now, Joe, shut up. Tired of listening to you, your feeble-minded self. And all the rest of you Democrats, shut up, go away, find another country to go live in, and don't ever come back. Now, can you tell I'm a little upset about it? Yes, because you guys tried to allow the assassination of a political foe. You've unleashed, let's look at this very carefully now and not have any misunderstandings. Joe Biden, you and your administration have unleashed the state, the deep state, the Department of Justice run by that pathetic, senile idiot called Merrick Garland, and Mayorkas over in Homeland Security, and Christopher Wray over there at the FBI. You've unleashed those guys to prosecute, persecute, and try to imprison a political opponent. No crime was ever committed by this man, and yet he is facing all kinds of charges. And we're going to talk about a couple that just got thrown out because a judge looked at it and said, you guys are unconstitutional, what you're doing. How unusual. I thought that you guys were so constitutional. I thought you guys followed the Constitution. I thought you guys were the ones that were trying to uphold the Constitution. How can it be that what you've done to this man was found to be unconstitutional? Let's start with Joe Biden. So we understand Joe Biden is the CEO of the federal government. He has people such as Merrick Garland at the Department of Justice, who also controls the FBI. They've done nothing but try to find ways to put Donald Trump in prison. Mayorkas is in charge of Homeland Security, and Secret Service is one of the departments that answer to him. So the attempted assassination, as far as I'm concerned, came directly from Joe Biden, Mayorkas, Secret Service, FBI, CIA, whoever. You guys all came after him with everything you've had, and he's been found not guilty, or he's been found not guilty of having committed these crimes thus far, and they've been being thrown out. Everybody except that pathetic little jack of a person there in New York. And that's going to get thrown out too. They all know this. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit worked up. I'm getting a little bit annoyed. I'm getting tired of the left, as evil and demonic as they are, trying to destroy anybody who's trying to stand up to them and stop their destruction of this nation. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. Joe Biden is the most diversity, equity, and inclusion president we've ever had. Everybody that's around him got their job not because of talent, not because of skill, not because of anything other than that they were DEI. They filled and they checked every box that he was looking for. The woman at Secret Service, as far as I'm concerned, should be taken and arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit murder on a former president of the United States, a co-conspirator of murder of that man who was protecting his family, and multiple counts of assault with a deadly weapon. Her agency is a joke. The Secret Service is a joke. The FBI, who's investigating this crime, is a joke. You know, it used to be, in times gone by, when some crime was committed and they said the FBI is investigating, you go, well, we'll see what happens and gets to the bottom of this. We want to know the information. Today, we just go, yeah, as if we're ever going to hear the truth, because the FBI has become nothing more than the Gestapo for the Democrat Party. That's the joke that you've all become. You're nothing more than a political hack organization and the Gestapo, the modern day Gestapo for the Democrat Party. Oh, Craig, you're hurting our feelings. I don't care. I really don't care. Yeah, I said it. I'm glad I did. You know, and you guys in the Secret Service, completely DEI'd. What the hell is going on when you have these women who are like 5'4" trying to cover a president who's 6'2"? They're there because they're women. You don't have guys the size of Shaquille O'Neal surrounding the president of the United States to make sure they're protecting him. What a joke organization this is. I'm sorry, and you guys who are snipers are supposed to know what you're doing, how to take up positions and defend this man. You guys didn't cover a rooftop and gave this guy a clear shot for 400 feet right to the president? You all need to be fired. You all need to be taken and thrown out of the civil service branch. You all need to be in disgrace thrown out. And we need to take special forces out of the military to protect the President of the United States, especially Donald Trump. They would have never allowed any kind of rooftop accessibility to have taken place, having the experience knowing that snipers can take areas all around them and try to get clean shots at them. Special force guys would have never allowed that. But somehow, Secret Service didn't look at that building. And you know, when the people in the audience saw some guy was climbing up the building and they were screaming, there's a guy climbing up the building with a gun, nobody did a thing about it. Nobody was looking over there. The police ignored it. Secret Service ignored it. all the FBI plants within the crowd. And believe me, there's been plenty of them. There's a ton of FBI people in that crowd as plants trying to find things on people, trying to hope that something will go wrong that they can use against them. So nobody did anything about it, even though it was being pointed out by people could see it. But Secret Service couldn't see it. The police couldn't see it. Nobody could see it except the people that were there in the crowd screaming. There's a person climbing up that ladder onto the roof. Wow, let me see. Are we starting to see a pattern here? And all of a sudden, boom, 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 some shots ring out, and the killer and the shooter's killed by a sniper who should have been looking over there the whole time and never allowed him to be up there. So maybe that was the silence the kid so he couldn't be taken in for questioning. It stinks. This whole thing stinks, and this is all part of some kind of underground or deep state. Something's going on here, people. I don't believe anything the FBI is going to say. Joe Biden, in his 10 seconds of being somewhat coherent, says, I'm going to issue a independent investigation. What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean somebody that you trust? Yeah, if you trust them, we don't. Absolutely, we do not trust. And it's going to take this days and weeks to get into the House before they can take and start investigating it themselves. We almost lost one of the greatest men who was going to become president again and is going to be one of the greatest presidents this nation has ever seen. And you people who don't like him and are sad that the sniper missed, shame on you. You're disgusting. You're not even American. You liberals and you take and socialists, go away. Go some other country. Go back. Go to China or Cuba or somewhere that they'll appreciate you being there, because you're just as screwed up in your thinking as they are. You hate a man because he wants to make America great again. Make America great again. Oh, but we got to stop him. Everything he believes in, we have to stop. Oh, he believes in the Constitution. He believes in being careful, of becoming powerful, rich again, making our nation independent and strong. Oh, we have to stop him. We don't want that. Do you hear yourselves speak? Do you hear yourselves talk? Do you even listen to those little pea brains inside your skulls putting these words out and these horrible little thoughts that are in there? You're disgusting and despicable. I have no time for Democrats. I don't even want to talk to Democrats ever again. You guys have nothing to offer this country that's that's anything good, that's anything valuable. You're disgusting me. And please just go away. And I have family and friends who are Democrat. I don't want to talk to you guys either about this stuff. Go down the primrose path of socialism and go somewhere else and go do it. You guys are pushing this country and dividing this country. You are dividing it. You are destroying it. Not us who believe in the Constitution. Isn't that funny? We believe the country should be run by using the Constitution and the laws on the book. You guys don't believe in the Constitution, and you don't believe in enforcing the laws on the book. You believe in enforcing rules or anything else or dictates from idiots that give you more political power and influence. So tired of you. Well, that was Saturday. Monday, we woke up and had some good news from Florida. The judge on the case of his so-called stealing classified documents, inappropriate use and hoarding, and documents that are classified. The judge threw out the case completely because of one thing. Because the people who love the Constitution, the Democrats, the people who love the Constitution, Merrick Garland and the people in the Department of Justice, and the people who stormed Mar-a-Lago to retrieve these documents, armed guards, armed SWAT teams from the FBI, hostage rescue teams that had their guns all over the place pointing at people working inside there. It all got thrown out because these people who love the Constitution, who believe the Constitution should be followed and upheld, and President Trump violated it, so we have to go after him. These people who love the Constitution, and I'm being very sarcastic because you guys don't, you people who love the Constitution and believe it should be upheld, forgot to do one thing. You forgot to go before Congress and ask if Jack Smith, the most reckless attorney ever that's worked for the Department of Justice, his cases get thrown out left and right by the Supreme Court because he is flagrantly corrupt in his dealings. You forgot to go there and get him approved as a special counsel by Congress, and you forgot to get the money approved. Violated the Constitution. How can that be that people that love the Constitution as much as you people could violate the Constitution like this? Oh, I know. I got it. America's getting it too. America's seeing exactly what you guys are up to. That geriatric old fool that's in the White House, who's only there because of a stolen election. Yeah, I said it. A stolen election. I've seen the evidence. I know the evidence. I've watched the evidence. It's a stolen election. That's why Joe Biden has been in there for 4 years destroying this nation. It's time to get him out of there. But I am loving one thing. The ruling game coming from Florida, let's say two things. And watching you Democrats eat your own. I still hold fast to within the next week or two, you guys are going to just give up trying to push Joe Biden out and go, well, that's the horse we have to ride, and then return and try to destroy Donald Trump again and anybody who's with him. We'll see what happens. You guys' convention is in, what, a month, 2 months, something like that? End of August, September, somewhere in there. Then you guys will get to have the party that you guys really deserve. There should be some wonderful things going on there. And whatever disasters befall you as far as destroying your own party, you've earned it. Everything about it you've earned. And deserve it. Well, that's my thoughts for today, 16th of July, 2024. And we're going to have some more things going on tomorrow. I've got a couple ideas for tomorrow, too. I may continue on with the 14th Amendment and the 15th Amendment and do a couple other things that are kind of interesting to me. Until then, this is the Craig L. Hayes Show. I am Craig L. Hayes, and I appreciate everyone that has listened thus far and hope you continue to listen to me, even when I get annoyed and upset like I am today. But I have to be who I am, and I refuse to follow anyone over a cliff. Until then, think and pass it on.